why kids at a younger age right now are struggling. And I'm not saying all, but a lot of kids are struggling with the ADHD is coming in, is because I tell people this. Imagine I gave Chris this analogy. You're in sports field. When you first get on the court, remember when we were kids, when you first jumped up in basketball, the game was fast. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got with the older kids your first year, the game was fast. So as your brain and your body develops into that environment, guess what? The game slows down. So I look at it backwards with kids where their brains are at a young, slow rate, at a young, slow development. Well, it's developing, and the whole world is so fast around them. However, the world is fast around them, but when they go to school, it's slow, and their brain cannot slow down. I think it's the reverse of it.
Yeah.
So I tell them that's my personal opinion, but I'm not no doctor, not claiming to be a doctor. I'm not claiming nothing. But just paying attention, like you realize how a lot of kids can't sit still. Everything's fast for them. You know what I'm saying? Even like the young generation, they want everything quick, everything fast. Not I'm not saying things given. Their expectancy is way up here. For us, we understand there's a process.
Yeah.
And I think as kids, everything's always been fast, and that's how their brain has always processed it. Everything as so many things in this world. Like we talked about with, with jobs and this young generation, they think they come out of college. And don't get us wrong, like we thought the same thing, but we thought we would get a certain job. They're like, no, you don't give me this certain type of money. Boom, I'm out. Like what? Like what are you talking about?
Right.
So I think they're more of an instant gratification, and they don't think of the long term because society and life has always been fast. Majority of society and life has always been fast for them.
Right.
So, but with all that being said, man, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think we live in a different world now. Like a trend that I never saw when I was this age that I see all the time now. So when I was in my early 20s, I didn't see the whole social media holding up the keys. Got my first house at 22. What are you doing? Got my first car and it's like a flex, I didn't see that. I don't remember seeing that, But now I see it a lot. Like I always, when I'm scrolling on Twitter or whatever else, I see the car keys or the house keys. I'm 20 whatever with my own house and this and that and this and that. And I mean that's cool, but at the same token, that's not everybody's reality. That's a small, actually, reality. Most people aren't gonna get their first house, car, any of that in their early 20s. And it's getting worse and worse because everything's getting more expensive, Right. So it's like, that's not realistic. I mean, really, I got my first car in my name with no help, no cosign. I was in my late 20s, and that's a little bit more realistic, not at 20. So I think they're raised in a different atmosphere with social media, where everybody trying to put on a perception of that they're at this status that they're not, that it makes them want to catch up. And so in their head, oh, they're 20 with their own house. Why am I not? Not realizing, okay, how are they 20 with their own house? Is it really their own house? Or are they just flexing their parents' house? We don't know the whole story. But that one, and then
born
two,
with a certain amount of money or stuff like that.
Right, were they born with money? Yeah, we don't know that. We don't know their situation. We don't know their story. We just see the picture that they just posted, And so that's one part. And then the second part of that was how fast it is. I think that's just inevitable because, once again, with technology, everything you got to think. For instance, when we were in the house at summer break, we played Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. Then we got a little older. You got in the Dreamcast and PlayStation 1. But you got to think, that was still slower. To us, it was like, oh my gosh. Look at the PS5. Like, imagine us at that age with a PS5 and Xbox. Like, it's so much more. So technology is just different. Look at the speeds of the internet. Bro, I remember dial-up. You had to wait to download your stuff. You couldn't be on the house phone. That's not a thing anymore. So they're growing up in a completely different world where it is instant. We're used to having to, if we wanted to we would download 10 songs, then walk away and do something. because we knew it was gonna take a while for those 10 songs to download. Now you can download those 10 songs in maybe a minute,
Yeah.
maybe a minute. Be listening all 10 of them. So it's like it's a different world now. So they're so used to clicking the button and it turns on. I'm used to
Mhm.
clicking the button, spin, spin, spin. So I think some of it's not their fault. They're
Yeah.
literally growing up in a different world where instant gratification is real now. It's a real thing. So.